start streaming.
Okay.
And hopefully in a second here, everything will just happen.
Oh,
Crash.
did it work?
Hold up.
Give it maybe 20 seconds and then it'll
There's
start.
always a little boom.
There we go.
Okay, let me
Oh.
post this. Oh, there we are. Yep. Let
Is
me
it?
post this link on Twitter. Copy link.
Alright, we've got a good connection for now.
Oh, I should actually play it just in case.
We're in the green.
Yep.
We've got a good connection for now. Okay.
Sweet.
Hey, check it out. I hope this is all good.
Yeah.
I haven't set up a live stream since October.
Did we do a live stream in October?
Well, I haven't set up like a live stream through OBS since October.
Mm-hmm.
So all this is a little... Anyways. Yes.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Well, I guess we can wait till more people are here. We can just send out.
Yeah.
See, Twitter. That's really it. Really.
Twitter, if you want to put it on Instagram, I guess. Like as
Sure.
a story.
I'll post it in
Like
the,
a link. Like a linked story.
That's a good idea.
Sorry, I'm useless right now.
Anyone who wants to say hi.
Close. Okay.
Insta.
Yes. Here, I'm
Our
going to just copy the
Finsta.
link from...
All right, got it. I'll
the,
post it in our
Twitter.
story.
This is the most exciting part about a live stream is watching people frantically post.
Whenever I watch Dan's live stream, they're no different.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like the first thing is always just like the first couple of minutes is always like take a picture or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Do it for the gram. I don't know. I was like, what face do I do?
I don't know what I was doing.
It was good enough. The lag
Could you put the link
on the
oh,
live
there's
stream
the
is so
link.
funny.
You
I'm
do
so
a
blind.
sticker.
There we go. Yeah, I was like looking through the stickers. And I was like, where's the link one? It was like the one that I was not looking
Dude,
at.
the one, it's always the one that I'm looking for that I cannot see when I'm on Instagram trying to find the stickers.
Okay.
Oh, we got Kyle in the chat.
Which Kyle?
Kyle! Yes.
The Roy? The
Yes.
Roy boy? Oh,
And Dan.
And I should retweet
Dan's
this
here.
from
Yes.
from my personal Instagram or not, it's Twitter. All right. It is it's officially a party.
Party of five. A $5 film school. A 5-boy film school.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we can see the comments there.
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
don't- Okay.
We
cool.
can. If you have things to say, put it in the chat.
Yeah.
We'll get to it as the lag lets us.
Yeah.
the delay.
Pretty much, we do a monthly live stream for our patrons, and we figure this time we open it up to everybody, so people would know what it's like if what we do on our live streams, see what they're missing out on.
A lot of frantically trying to think of what to talk about, which we tried to get ahead of today.
Yeah.
To what success, we'll find out, but we did try.
We'll be here. We'll be hanging out, talking. I mean, this isn't going to be a long live stream, not like hours, but
Yeah.
it'll be short, so it's worth like sticking around, I think, for a little bit.
Just hang out. It's like you're grabbing a coffee with us,
Yeah.
but I don't think anyone has coffee.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It's hot here in Portland.
Yeah.
It is very warm.
It's like high 80s, something like that.
Yeah, like 80, 86.
Got up to 90 yesterday.
But yeah, it's
Nice.
yeah, it's a Monday. It's a doomed Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Always a doomed Monday.
Yeah.
Especially if we work in school, so Mondays are especially Monday-esque.
Feels
I
like
don't
a
know.
Monday. Yeah. Well, this is fun.
Yeah. I asked for questions in the chat if people had them. We put out a thing on Instagram. We did not get a lot of questions on Instagram that were serious.
Yeah, I saw.
One of my buddies asked us to talk about D's nuts. unfortunately, that topic wasn't big enough for us to talk about. So,
Yeah.
for another day.
Well, we did get one question on YouTube.
Yes.
But
I didn't get a chance to read it yet, so what to...
Well, I think we'll read it in a minute here.
Yeah,
but, like,
we won't jump in.
is there anything that we want to talk about first and foremost? Because as we're in a transitional phase here at Doom Productions, just slightly.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything we want to like talk about?
Within that transitional period, or things before we talk about that?
Well, I
if
mean,
we even talk about it right now.
both. I mean, like, I think we can be pretty transparent in
I think so.
in what's going on now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we can...
We'll just get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and just to paint a bigger picture before we jump into what we talked about last 2 meetings ago, I guess, or even
At the Starbucks?
At the Starbucks, I guess, what started it.
Yeah.
Well, but before that, I mean, kind of the course of Doom Productions, since we became Doom Productions in 2020, when it was just Jordan and I, we were kind of talking about, like, okay, the mission is getting our movies seen by as many people as we can. That's kind of what the lens we tried to look at, and we're also trying to discover kind of this new way of filmmaking for ourselves, and we're kind of throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticked, and kind of unashamed to try new ideas or new tactics.
Our intentions have been our feature filmmaking is our primary focus.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else we do on our YouTube channel is like a big arrow pointing back to our feature films, hopefully, ideally.
Yeah. And so you've probably seen, like, over the past couple of years you've been watching, our content kind of evolve and change, and I think that's just a natural process. But again, we'll kind of start each new year at the very least talking about, like, okay, what worked last year, what didn't work last year, what's kind of the thing that we want to try that's different moving forward. And so we've done that the last 3 years now. We're coming into a third year of Doom Productions, and we set out this year with a vision and a goal, and that goal was to kind of have a podcast running, to have one video a month that's covering kind of like the process of making a movie. And both of those things, again, intended to educate people about how to make movies, but also then to point back to videos on our channel and point back to our feature films. And then the last thing was we had this project of 3 feature films that we wanted to make that were kind of like this bigger culmination of all the skills that we've kind of been cultivating.
Which is still happening.
Yeah, which is still happening.
The difference is, I mean, I don't think it's premature to say. Like, we're going to take this year to write the screenplay.
Yeah.
For each of them.
So they're like, it's the longest probably like planning period we've ever given ourselves, because we're usually pretty quick and just kind of focus our energy in one spot and get it done. This is definitely slower for us.
We want them to be the best work that we can make. So
again, it's a challenge of what can we do with where we're at. Like, what's the absolute peak of what we could do without asking for money or kind of totally restructuring our gear and equipment, like anything like that. So we entered the year with kind of those 3 things happening: the videos, the podcast, and the features. But I think 2 weeks ago now, we met up. We filmed the video of us memorializing our movie theater, and then we were going to just have a normal meeting, and we're going to meet at a Starbucks. And during that meeting, I don't know how best to describe it. I don't know if one of you wants to jump in.
Well, I think during the meeting, it was something that I think we'd all been feeling, but I think the way we had gone about the year was taking our attention away from the features, which has always been our primary goal, and we were kind of losing focus on that, and kind of half-assing the YouTube side of things to an extent. So we kind of we're getting the ball now. We're getting the ball rolling on doing some restructuring on our YouTube channel, but none at the expense of the features, like the feature films and short films even too. That's going to be our primary focus moving forward. What our channel looks like, from here on out, we don't know exactly, but you can always expect to find free feature films, short films, and behind the scenes content for those at the very least on this channel.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of transitioning, making plans, stuff like that. So if anybody has any suggestions, actually, that'd be really cool to hear, because, you know, it'd be cool to hear what people like from us and what people want to hear us or see us post on this channel more.
Yeah. So I think a lot of our fans that have engaged with us the most have seen our movies and want to talk to us about our movies. And while it's definitely probably a side of our brand that people have found not because of our movies, because of our education, it's like we don't want to leave, you know, have people subscribe to our channel and then kind of leave them high and dry. But at the same time, like you were saying, it felt like in order to please this side of our channel, not that there's people who are like forcing us to make education content, but to please like what we kind of set out to do.
Right.
We kept this ball rolling for so long, but we don't feel like we were doing it to the effectiveness that we had been in the past. It felt like we were kind of tapped out a little bit.
Yeah.
And we were kind of reworking the same thing over and over, and it was kind of losing its punch for us.
So we're again, we're kind of, shout out to a couple folks here. I mean, Kyle, Dan, obviously, Mr. Friendly, Sam Shields, hello everybody.
Welcome.
We're just in case you missed it, we're doing some restructuring our channel to focus more on feature films, more on short films, and more on behind the scenes content for those things. And so our channel will probably look a little different over the next few months. It might go quiet, but we'll be here, and maybe live streams once a month will be a good way to just check in with everybody, see how everybody's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're asking if anyone has any suggestions for videos they'd like us to do or see. That'd be really cool.
Or just how the channel could look.
Charlie's in here. Hey, Charlie.
What's up, Charlie? Yeah. So it's kind of like a big like discussion we're having. Normally, I think how we kind of go into like our New Year's resolution, I guess, how to call it, or our New Year's business check-in is like we look at, it's like a couple weeks maybe where we talk about what worked, what didn't, then we move forward, we just execute. This is kind of a longer discussion we're having. Yeah. Because I think it's an important one and how we want to continue working. And again, kind of like I think we are rediscovering like, all right, or like reorienting ourselves and like the features are the thing, the shorts are the thing, the narrative work is the thing,
and also
everything else is peripheral.
YouTube just looks different than it did even 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So we're thinking about exploring like making our presence bigger on social media, which we sometimes do.
It comes in waves.
Yeah. Usually when I have a movie that's come out, I'm like really good about posting every day, but then after that month I just forget, you know. And so it's you know. But yeah, we're going through some transitions here. If anyone has any questions, comments, suggestions, again, please let us know. But I figure we asked for some questions.
I thought I saw a couple in there.
I figured now would be a good time to do some questions. If anybody has any. Relating to this, Sam Shields asks, how has YouTube changed? So when we were starting...
When we were itty-bitty babies at Doomed.
For bigger context, we started back in 2013.
Yeah.
So we've been on YouTube for a while. Since then, it's like
YouTube has changed many times.
Like like it's, you know, we're no longer tadpoles in like the water. Now we're like monkeys, like on this, like we've evolved into monkeys, and then we've the evolution, like it's changed, like it's gone, like, you know.
Soon we will become boys, and then wild boys.
Yeah, it's like now we're cavemen or whatever. Anyways. So 2020 to now, I think a big thing is subscriber. Subscribers was subscribers used to be a bigger thing in general. Now these days, it's not so much about subscribers; it's more about
retention.
It's retention and watch time.
Retention and watch time. That's a huge thing now, which is different than when we were, you know, even 3 years ago. And even we had a personal goal of like reaching 1,000 subscribers. So part of that might have been us just like distracting ourselves from like what was really going on YouTube, but watch time is huge now, and the way that YouTube looks now is really different. How everything is very catered towards you as the individual viewer. As a viewer, I really love it, but as people who make stuff for YouTube, it's kind of like, you know, you kind of wish that you could make a video and have it pop up in the recommended tabs like it used to like 10 years ago. But
yeah,
and just stuff like we just learned, like there's little things about the business that we learned working with like Jesus and stuff.
Yeah.
And how the algorithm works, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm not smart enough to dissect it and analyze it totally, but I'm like, I can like remember something and spit it out later.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, and we've just kind of gotten a better bird's eye view from very seasoned YouTube people that we just didn't have access to that kind of information as easily before.
Yeah.
And I think there's become more of a conversation, especially on, like, I think on Twitter you see this a lot now, where people talk about like kind of deep diving into what works within the algorithm right now. And I think there's a lot of good resources out there that have just gotten better in the last year and a half. And so we're kind of trying to adapt to where the platform is going, as opposed to just doing what we want,
well, I think,
setting goals that we want.
well, to piggyback off that, I think something that's really, and then I see there's some other questions.
Yeah.
All the most successful channels, like the ones that we really love, those channels, they are channels that are authentically them. There are channels that are very clickbaity and chase the algorithm a whole bunch, but the channels that we really love are authentically them. And I think, to just really put it bluntly, like we didn't feel like our channel was necessarily authentically us. So, not that we're like unhappy with everything, but like,
Not that we've been lying to our audience.
not that we're lying. It's just we're gonna be, rather than chase the algorithm a little bit, we're gonna just kind of, again, focus back on the features, see where that leads us, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What's our YouTube channel?
First question was from Kyle up at the top. I'm just going to go chronologically. What are you guys all working on?
What are we working on currently, boys?
Okay.
It's a loaded question, as always.
The jinx is the curse.
Yeah,
I feel like we're scared of.
We don't
Many
share.
things and yet nothing.
The reason we don't share, and we got reminded of this only a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
The reason we don't talk so openly is because whenever we announce stuff, that is a surefire way for that thing to like not happen.
Yeah.
Or for it to change drastically or get pushed off super far. So we don't talk about it because we only want to talk about it if it's a surefire thing and it's happening, or in case of us, it's usually best to talk about it once the thing's like done being shot.
Yeah.
Right.
So was that on a live stream or a podcast?
It was a podcast.
That was the podcast.
We did a podcast and we talked about doing a short film, like releasing a short.
Yeah.
And things happened between that video and our goal, and we were like, we jinxed it by talking about it.
Yeah.
So I think the most we're willing to say now is we're working on a feature that's going to be shot this summer. We're working on a short film.
Yeah.
And maybe another feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're all writing our 3 features.
Yeah, we're writing and all that.
Everything beyond that, who knows?
Yeah, we're scared of it being jinxed.
Yeah. So I hope that teaser get you.
Who was next?
Kyle again. Thoughts on the WGA strike?
Yeah.
I have not done my research on that, so I don't know how much they were being paid and how much they're asking to be paid and stuff like that. I did hear there was some drama around Tony Gilroy working on season 2 of Andor.
Yeah,
during that.
Yeah.
And people got upset and stuff like that. Again, I don't know how much they were being paid. I don't know how much they're asking for. But if you're not getting paid enough to earn a living and function properly in your job and personal life, then I think you deserve to ask for more. I guess. I don't know. They have the right to strike. That's what we believe in.
Yeah. Well, again, because we're not professional writers, but on Twitter, it's full of professional writers, and they'll like break them like, okay, we got paid X amount for this, which seems like a lot, but if you break it down, it's like, it's not like, and there's lots of great breakdowns of writers explaining it. I think, I would stand with the writers.
Yeah, I don't know much about the situation. I've kind of been I just got back on Twitter 2 days ago after like a maybe month and a half long hiatus for the most part.
It's
a jarring place to come back to right now.
But it's also a strike that doesn't affect us because we're not in the industry.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if we were in the industry, I think it'd be like, yeah, solidarity. But now it's like the industry, we're not in it. I don't think they care too much about us. So
Right.
like
Yeah.
we're just gonna keep doing our thing, and
Yeah.
you know. But like kudos to them for like, you know, they should get paid more.
Yeah.
Animators and CG artists, and there's lots of people in the industry who should be getting paid more. PAs, they should be getting paid a lot more.
Oh yeah. Backbone of the industry right there.
Literally everybody except the above line people. The above line people get paid too much, and then everybody below the line are getting not paid enough.
Yeah. Here's a funny question. What are your thoughts on the Great American Sleepover now?
Oh yeah.
That's from Mr. Friendly.
Zach, have you seen it?
That's actually a great question.
Have I? I don't think I have.
Oh, we might have
That's
to do
actually-
a reaction video.
Oh
That's pretty
boy,
interesting.
I might have to do that. Yeah.
And make you feel better about coalescence.
You might. Yeah.
I mean, even like your first movie, like Wild Boys, that's miles better than our
Oh
first
my
movie.
gosh, yeah.
I think I disown, like, if I could disown any movies, it'd be like Great American Sleepover and Oh Brother. Like, that would be it.
I love Great American Sleepover for the era in our lives that it captured, not so much as a piece of our filmography.
Right.
Like it captured exactly what we were feeling and our life at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it something that we'd like? Yeah, like on our IMDb page, it'd be like kind of odd to have there,
Yeah.
and for that, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't quite fit
Yeah.
what Doomed is, especially, but.
Right.
It's nostalgic. It's a near and dear piece of my heart because that was a time in our lives, I think, also that we look back on as like, dang, we will never again have all of our friends available to shoot a movie 3 days a week for like 2 months straight.
Yeah.
Like that will never happen again for the rest of our lives.
I know. Like, if there's any high schoolers out there, it's like you better take advantage of that time.
Yeah, 'cause it will go so fast.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the end result, but I like the journey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Next. Torn, you can pull one.
Let's see.
How
I'm trying
are
to
you
go-
guys so awesome?
Zach, you out here with the dogs
What?
for free?
Oh.
Giving the viewers.
Oh my gosh.
That's why he's asking why we're so.
How do you blur a live stream?
Oh no. All right. Who is next?
Sam Shields says YouTube keeps pulling me away from the stuff I'm interested in and sending me down other rabbit holes. Yeah, like that's
Which is smart of YouTube to do that because that keeps you on the platform, which is the goal at the end of the day.
Right.
But yeah, it's hard.
I'm a big fan of TikTok. Like, I love TikTok.
TikTok is a rabbit hole. For
That's
me.
talk about rabbit holes.
I
That's
haven't
one.
gone
But
down that one yet.
You might.
I might
It's
have
so
to.
good
We'll
and so
see.
bad. I love it.
It's great, and it's the 21st century equivalent of channel surfing.
Yeah, it really is. I don't search for things on TikTok. I just let it come to me.
Yeah, like back in the day, it's like click, click, click. What's on? Like,
Yeah,
I used to do
that's
that as
just
a
swipe,
kid.
swipe,
Like,
swipe.
but now it's like
I
swipe,
still do that in the hotels.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
What else we got?
do you think there's an advantage right now for indie filmmakers during this strike? From Kyle Roy.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Well, yeah, we can steal all these writers' jobs and just get them fired.
We go in and we usurp them. We're like, hey, we'll work for free. Studios, hire us. No. I mean, is there any genuine question? Is there any advantage to like indie filmmaking, like no budget filmmaking?
The advantage is the creative control that we have. How
I
that
don't-
translates into the industry.
I don't see
Probably
how.
not.
Well, I don't see how the strike
Yeah.
affects us necessarily. That wouldn't already be true pre-strike.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Right.
I think the only benefit would be like if you are willing to be a sleazeball and slime your way into the industry as a writer, and that would probably be a pretty good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably won't be liked in the industry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, nobody's gonna
amongst
like you.
other writers, but like the studios will love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like this guy turned into draft. I mean, if you look at the movies that came out and the shows that came out around that time, there is like a note, like there's a difference between the movies made the year before and that year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because there was no writers and the execs were just doing kind of whatever. And there's some crazy BTS stories on all that. So, but I think for us, it doesn't affect us really. Strike or no strike.
We're still doing our thing.
Yeah, just doing our thing.
Do you want to bring up, was it Thomas? Or no, it was late 999. Who, there was that bigger, the other comment. I didn't get a chance to read it ahead of time.
Let's see. This is from Retro Gem Media. Let me see. Go on their channel. Oh, yeah, I recognize some. They do kind of like education.
Okay.
They do like fun, like YouTube videos too. But I think they make, they make other stuff. Let's see. They do make films. I'm pretty sure I've seen one. Mule might have been one that I saw. I think.
Are they doing like Joel Haver
starring
Oscar
Clint
night
Eastwood?
movies, or is it?
I have to do a bigger deeper dive on this channel.
Okay.
But
what was the name?
I recognize the name, and I'm pretty sure they make films too.
Cool.
Sorry if we blur some of you all together because there's a lot of people.
There are so many.
There's so many, and we appreciate every last one. But it's hard to keep track sometimes. So here's the question. How do you know if an idea you have for a story is good or not? When do you know when it's ready to be written / filmed? And when do you know when you should drop an idea entirely? I think we've talked about this before.
We have a podcast episode about how to know when an idea is great and when to let it go. I think that's the title. I think like Joel Haver is in that thumbnail if you want to go back and look. It's a podcast episode.
But in brief, let's look at that first question. How do you know if an idea you have for a story is good or not?
I think... Oh, sorry. Oh, long day. I think this just applies for me. I think an idea is good if I'm captivated by it for more than a couple of days. Because I think... Because it'll be in my head and I'll be thinking through all the web strands of ideas of where the story could go. And if a strand doesn't captivate me and make me like really interested in that story, or if I kind of run through all of the paths it could go and I'm not compelled by it, or just doesn't stick in my head very long, or for whatever reason, I think that's when I know it's like not worth pursuing. But if I feel continually pulled back to that idea, or if it just feels like there's a lot to dive through, I'm more likely to pursue it into the kind of brainstorming approach, writing like scriptments, outline treatments, whatever. I'll start to pursue those, and I'll still go through kind of that same approach into those processes. If I just kind of lose steam on it, I might shelve it, and I might kind of pick that back up another day, or if I just never come back to it, then it didn't hold me.
Yeah. What do you think, Zach? How do you know if this idea for a story you have is good?
I think Ethan put it pretty well. That's...
You're supposed to say I only have good ideas.
Oh, okay. I'm being gaslit. No. Yeah. I think, what Ethan said, especially in regards to like general ideas of like, oh, here's a story that we could do. But when it comes to like specific things, like certain aspects of the story, whether it be like a certain scene, certain characters or character decisions, things like that, sometimes, at least in my experience, sometimes you don't know until you write it down and explore that to the extent to which you can determine whether, oh yeah, that seems like it works well, flows well, whatever the case may be. Or you get to the point where it's like, oh gosh, that's horrible type of thing.
Yeah. I think everyone's process is a point where you think you just stumbled upon the worst idea ever created by a human. And I think there's a time to push through that as well. Like, I think there's times in any of our scripts we've written where it's like, it's a slog and you just don't want to do it, but pushing yourself to finish it, even if it's a half-assed finish, I think is worthwhile in the long run, just for even then the experience of finishing something.
Well, and then if you're half-assing it, you can still go through and like see, okay, what works about this, what didn't, and then if you want to pursue a second draft, if you got to the script writing stage, then you can go in and make revisions accordingly and stuff like that. So
I think knowing if you have a good story. Now, I think good, again, we've said this before, I don't believe in good or bad when it comes to art, but I do believe like in like feelings, like
Mm-hmm.
are you like drawn to this idea? Like if you're thinking about just an idea, is it something that like you like? Because if it's not, then just don't do it. I think that's the only bad idea, is if it's something that you don't want to do. If it's something you want to do, there's something worth pursuing it. And then when you are, like whether that's outlining or writing it, just ask yourself, is this something, think of your intention with it. Is it something I'm going to film, or is it something I'm going to like just write to write? If it's something you're going to film, ask yourself, is this filmable now, or do I need to wait? Ask yourself, am I willing to dedicate years of my life to it, or how much time am I willing to dedicate to it?
Mm-hmm.
And, what's the essence of this thing? Like, hold on to, like, what is the key, like, what's the heart of this movie or the story?
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's see. When you know what's ready to be written and filmed. I mean, there's some people who don't even write scripts at all, and they're in the chat.
Right.
So, like, it's ready to be filmed when you think it's ready. Like, for me personally, that's like when I am, everything is planned up to a T. I know exactly what each scene is, the intention, the purpose, the characters. When all that stuff's gone, like, that's like in there, and I know it. Like, that's when I'm ready to go.
But also, there's movies like House, my feature film, where I didn't have a script when I made it, and I just shot it and it was done. So I think there's room for all of it.
Yeah.
And I think the last question: how do you know an idea should be, if you should drop it or not?
Same if you're feelings.
Feelings. You'll feel it. It might be hard to kind of accept, but
And it doesn't mean you have to drop it forever. I have a
Always
whole
just
Google
put it on
Drive
there.
of ideas that I've still revisited. And there's some that I look back and I'm like, what on earth was I thinking? This makes no sense. The other ones I laugh at, so I'm like, that's funny. I hope I revisit that someday.
yeah,
Like, now isn't the right time, but there's something hilarious there,
yeah.
or just cooler, whatever.
other
There's some more
questions
questions in the chat.
What's your favorite film you've made?
Yeah. For me, it's The Bell Rings. Like, within our own filmography, I guess, actually.
Yeah, with our own director, like as a director.
Yeah, The Bell Rings.
I wanted to say the first Wild Boys, but I will put that with like an asterisk, because Coalescence might be when it's done, just because of how much I learned on the project.
That's fair.
Not necessarily because of the result, because I don't know what the result's going to be yet. But
That's fair.
yeah.
Probably La Danza.
Mm-hmm.
But for movies that people can see,
Yeah.
probably if it's feature, probably Two Little Ghosts at the moment.
Nice.
But then for shorts, I think for A Few Mustaches More, I think that's still like
That's solid.
top. Production quality is a little lacking in areas, but I
It's
think in
so
terms
fun.
of the little
Yeah.
little vignette, little story, I think that one's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Edge of Frame? I don't think I have.
That's the late night '99. Their new short that they came
Oh.
out with like a month ago.
Okay, yeah, I haven't
Okay.
seen it.
I have not
I
seen
need to put it on my list. Let me put it on my list.
It is in my massive watch list of YouTube filmmakers and stuff.
Okay. What is a genre or type of project you want to tackle that you haven't yet?
So I'm going to go out on a limb and maybe say too much, but I want to, at some point in my filmmaking career, make at least one movie in every single major genre. Just to explore those different themes and tropes, aspects, all that jazz. So, in a way, everything.
Does that include pornography?
No, that is not a genre. Is it a genre? No,
It could
it's not a
be.
genre.
Zach almost questioned everything there for a second.
I was like, wait a second. I literally took a class
Gotta
in
do what I
college
have to do, I
on
guess.
film genres. What?
Take one for the team.
No. Whoever just joined got in at a really weird point.
Or the right point.
Is that the opening line of your porno?
Oh no.
You go ahead, Jordan, if you have one.
Well, I mean, we've kind of dabbled in a lot of different genres, but it'd be fun. I've thought about going like straight up horror would be fun to do, which we've kind of dabbled in it, but not really like done a whole feature that I'd consider like this is a horror movie.
Yeah.
I want to do Two Little Ghosts has animation in it, but I want to do more animation movies like features. So that'll happen at some point, and then I don't know. Maybe like a western.
Yeah.
A western.
I was gonna say maybe a western would be fun.
Yeah.
Don't hit the camera, Zach.
You can just step over. Yeah.
Apocalyptic movie would be really fun. Yeah. Or like House is sci-fi to a degree, but other sci-fi would be fun.
Yeah.
Like I feel like in my filmography, it's a lot of combination, or a lot of our filmography, I think, as a whole, it's kind of a mishmash.
I don't really approach movies from genre so much as like the idea, if that makes sense. Like
we use genre to further our projects. We don't start at genre and then branch out from there.
Yeah.
We just kind of add genre
to
the idea as the idea asks for it.
Because the idea will tell you what it wants to be. In typical Zach fashion.
He's done it again.
Give him the real way.
Come on.
Oh, okay.
All right, Zach, show us what you ordered. You got to do an unboxing. This piece came in unboxing.
It's not Chipotle.
Whoa. That's a
Game
big box.
changer.
It is
Okay.
big. It's like ridiculous.
I'm sorry, guys. Forget your questions.
This is now an ASMR live, like, McDonald's unboxing.
Zach, show us the damage here. What have you done?
See, my biggest question is the McFlurry melted or not?
Oh, he got a McFlurry. This is a dangerous man.
Oh, that's why it's so big.
Oh, we're good. Yeah.
I'll hold that for you.
No, you won't.
All right, what kind of straw is that? How many inches?
Let's get the mic just
Well,
like...
let's see. No, I'm just
I'm so sorry for everyone. This live stream
Sorry,
is just crumbled.
we're taking a little detour here just for a sec. We'll continue your questions in a moment.
All right.
Oh no, guys, the graph is dipping. Quick, Zach,
No!
entertain the people.
Show your feet again. Okay.
What is it?
What? Yeah.
What madness is it? A single fry. A little boy.
No, I got the spicy crispy chicken sandwich
Nice.
meal, and then I got a McFlurry as well.
That's
Nice.
a good one.
Did you need to take your insulin?
No, I already did.
Okay. Well, it's a shame because we'd done that live too. But
Well, whatever.
anyways,
It is what it is.
so next,
Oh, yeah.
Any other thoughts on genre?
I want to make a McDonald's commercial.
Yeah.
Sponsor us, please.
No, let's move on.
Please don't. I have diabetes.
This kind of from Bryce Spencer. How long does it usually take you to put together your features, like writing, editing, and marketing, all pretty much the whole bells and whistles? It depends. We aim for faster than not. Now, when we say faster, it's not faster at the sake of compromising quality just to get it out. I think we have the ability to put together a movie quickly, but also the ability to do it. Like Bell Rings took a year to edit. From we wrapped and then the movie released, it was pretty much a year within like a week. But shooting that movie there was like 14 shooting days.
Right.
Within the span of 3 weeks. So it just depends. I don't know. Jordan, you're working on a project right now that you've been writing for a while. That's kind of getting the ball rolling. Do you want to talk about that, or do you want to leave that off the table for right now?
Well, I'll
Not to
talk
call you
about my
out.
process on that one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I like playing with these things.
Oh.
Straw wrapper. Like you, it depends. The way I have been working now is, well, how long does it take you? Yeah, it really depends on the project, and it depends on the circumstances.
Yeah.
There's a movie we're making right now, or we're working on right now, and for that one, it was like, I want to make this movie. I want it to be fairly a simple shoot. I want to make it in the summer. And I have myself a set of narrative parameters. like narrative limitations, which you'll learn why in not too long. You'll probably learn once it's out, but
Yeah.
and so for that one, it was kind of like I started it. I think the first draft was written in February. There are 4 drafts that have been written, and I'm co-writing it, which is also a different part of the process. If I'm honest, and he's not going to mind me saying it because he says so. Adding a co-writer into that process has slowed me down a lot, but I don't think I've sacrificed quality at all. Like, I'm really happy with everything. But each draft that I have written was written in a day, where I sat down in the morning, typed, and then it was done in the evening. And then you kind of adjust from there. So, which, I mean, I guess, again, this is a big rabbit hole and kind of a little tangent here, but I mean, sometimes I think for me, the most important thing, I guess, just to quickly answer this without rambling too much, is you got to set a goal for yourself of when it's going to be done, and that's and stick to that goal. It's not a matter of like how long should a movie take or how long it shouldn't. It's just a matter of you tell yourself when you're going to be done, and you make sure you hit that goal. Like for October, it was like, we're going to shoot this in 15 days. And we're gonna, and it just happened to be finished editing at the time of that too. Like we shot it, and then after the night we finished shooting, I went over to my computer, dropped it in the footage in the timeline, and then the movie was locked. It was done.
Yeah, because we've been editing. We would shoot nights, and then you'd edit days.
Yeah, and then same thing. Or, Brother was like, okay, you're gonna make a feature film during the course of June, and it's gonna be ready to release by the end of June. That was the parameters then.
Yeah.
Video Carnage was kind of like, here's our timeline. Oops, the timeline got extended a little bit.
Yep.
But we made it. I think we just wanted it to be out in May. Well, I think May was always the release.
Yeah, I think
the thing was just the shooting took longer, so it took out the editing time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, you have things like October. Like our writing process changes from project to project. We have very thought out scripts. We have less thought out. We have Wild Boys where it's not so much scripted because it's improv, but we write out. It's like more like bit and scene and story structure organizing into like an outline.
Yeah.
But then we show up on set and it kind of goes the way it's going to go, and we leave room for that.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
I think the matter of how long is just you tell yourself that.
Yeah.
And do not go over it. It's okay to finish early, but don't go like...
Yeah, trying to finish late.
Don't finish late.
Especially if you know, like myself, I tend to be a perfectionist, and if you set a goal for yourself and you make sure that you stick to that time frame, it'll be difficult, but then that way you don't end up spiraling into, oh yeah, I'm just going to take a couple more months to finish writing this. Oh, I need to make some revisions, stuff like that. And it just keeps kicking the can down the road.
Yeah.
And it never gets finished because you're looking for perfection instead of letting it be done.
Yeah. Well, that's a big piece of advice I tell anybody for, especially writing, is just write fast. Again, each draft of the new movie I'm working on was written in a day. Really, each draft that I've worked on, which is I've written 3 out of the 4 drafts, like personally, but yeah, it's I just work fast because you got to get that vomit out on the page before it gets better.
Oh yeah.
And yeah.
Nice.
Do you have any other questions?
I think that's what we've got right now, which is all good.
Yeah.
I don't know if there were any other ones on other platforms. I don't think there were.
I don't think so. Yeah, how long have we been going?
It's like about 44 minutes.
44. Oh, that's pretty good.
Pretty good. I think we might be good to end it here and on a high note.
Yeah. Well, everybody, short stream, we know, but we might be doing more of these. I don't quite know what to say.
We hope to see you again soon.
We'll see you again soon. We'll do another one of these. Yeah, we will do another one of these.
I think this is nice.
Yeah.
We'll make this a thing. Remember the days of Twitter Spaces?
Yeah.
Where that was going for a while?
Well, it's still going, but it's not like...
It's not like it was.
Yeah.
I looked forward to Twitter Spaces a lot more than I do now. Now it's like,
Yeah.
I forget.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. If you're watching later, or if you're like watching this after it's already happened, thank you for watching it. This stuff's fun. Yeah, we as usual, just let us know any questions, comments, or anything in the comments down below. But
You know where to find us.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys in the next one.
All right. Signing off.